If this video resonates with you, comment, subscribe to this channel. Feel free to share with friends and family or anyone who you think could use this information. We've all felt that sudden, uncomfortable clench in our gut, a sensation that seems to come out of nowhere, catching us off guard. It might be a tightening in your chest, a flutter in your stomach, or a wave of unease that washes over you. These physical cues are often the first signs that something deeper is stirring within us. It usually happens when we witness someone else achieving something we secretly long for. Maybe a friend lands a dream job, or a peer is recognized for their talents. In those moments, we can't help but compare, even if we wish we didn't. That feeling is envy, a sharp, unwelcome visitor that can leave us feeling small, resentful, or even embarrassed. It's a complex emotion, often layered with shame or guilt, because we're taught that we shouldn't feel this way. It's easy to pretend envy isn't there, to push it aside and focus on something else. But envy is actually a signal from deep within, trying to get our attention. It's a message that something important is being overlooked or unfulfilled in our own lives. Maybe it's a colleague's effortless confidence that stirs something inside you, making you question your own abilities or self-worth. Or perhaps it's seeing someone live out a dream you tucked away long ago, traveling the world, performing on stage, or simply embracing a lifestyle you once imagined for yourself. Envy isn't just about wanting what others have. It's a deeper ache, pointing to our own unmet desires and aspirations. It's a longing for something more, a reminder of the goals or passions we may have set aside. These moments aren't random, they're significant. They highlight the gap between where we are and where we wish to be, shining a light on the parts of ourselves that crave growth or change. Envy shows up when we see a gap between our reality and a life we wish we had. It can be triggered by material things, achievements, relationships, or even someone's sense of inner peace. The first step is simply noticing envy, without judgment or self-criticism. Instead of pushing it away, we can pause and acknowledge its presence. If we get curious instead of ashamed, envy can become a messenger, revealing our own unexpressed potentials. It invites us to ask, what is this feeling trying to tell me? What do I truly want? Recognizing envy is not a weakness, it's an opportunity. When we listen to what envy is telling us, we open the door to self-discovery and growth. This is where the real work and the real magic begins. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist and founder of analytical psychology, introduced the concept of the shadow to describe the hidden, often unconscious parts of ourselves. These are the aspects of our personality that we tend to reject, deny, or simply overlook, qualities we might not want to admit we possess. Jung believed that everyone carries a shadow, and that it is both a personal and a universal phenomenon. The shadow is not just a collection of negative traits, but also includes positive qualities that, for various reasons, we have pushed out of our conscious awareness. Imagine, for a moment, carrying a backpack filled with traits and emotions we've been told are unacceptable. Anger, jealousy, ambition, even creativity or sensitivity. These are the parts of ourselves we learn to hide, often from a young age, because we feared judgment or rejection. Over time, this invisible backpack becomes heavier and heavier, weighed down by all the disowned pieces of our personality. The more we try to ignore or suppress these parts, the more burdensome they become. We might not realize it, but carrying this weight can drain our energy, affect our relationships, and limit our potential. The shadow doesn't disappear just because we pretend it's not there. It lingers, waiting for a chance to be acknowledged. Jung believed that emotions like envy often flare up from these shadow elements. When we see someone else displaying a quality we've hidden away, it can trigger a strong reaction within us. The things we envy in others might actually be reflections of our own undeveloped or unexpressed potentials. That pang of jealousy is a signal, pointing us towards something within ourselves that longs to be recognized and nurtured. For example, when you find yourself envying someone's boldness or confidence, it could be your own silenced voice longing to be heard. Perhaps you once spoke up, only to be shut down, so you learned to keep quiet. But the desire to express yourself never truly vanished. It simply moved into the shadow. The shadow isn't evil or something to be feared. It's simply the unknown part of us holding both flaws and strengths. It's a reservoir of potential, creativity, and energy, as well as the source of our less desirable impulses. When we deny these parts, they don't disappear. They show up in unexpected ways, often as envy, resentment, or even self-sabotage. The more we push them away, the more they clamor for our attention. That intense reaction you feel when someone else succeeds, it's your shadow whispering, "That's in you too." It's a reminder that you possess similar qualities, even if you haven't allowed yourself to express them yet. Confronting envy is really an invitation to unpack the shadow, to look honestly at what we've hidden away, and to reclaim those lost parts of ourselves. It's a process of self-discovery and integration, where we learn to accept and even appreciate the full spectrum of who we are. This journey isn't easy. It takes courage and self-compassion. But by facing our shadow, we move closer to authenticity, wholeness, and a deeper sense of freedom within ourselves. Jung also introduced the idea of projection, our minds acting like movie projectors. When we haven't owned certain feelings or desires, we unconsciously project them onto others. Envy often means we're seeing our own unfulfilled ambitions or hidden strengths in someone else. Sometimes we criticize or devalue the person we envy to ease our discomfort. But this only keeps us stuck, missing the real message envy brings. If your reaction to someone's life feels intense, ask, "What is this really about for me?" Recognizing projection lets us reclaim our power and see envy as a clue to our own inner landscape. It's crucial to distinguish envy from healthy admiration. Admiration feels expansive and inspiring. It motivates us to grow. Envy, though, comes with a sting and a sense of lack. Instead of just appreciating someone, envy makes us painfully aware of what we don't have. For example, admiring a friend's marathon run might inspire you to start training, but envy might leave you feeling inadequate or resentful. That internal discomfort is a key marker of envy. The goal is to shift envy's painful energy towards self-reflection or even admiration. Ask, what quality is triggering this pain in me? Identifying the specific trait helps us understand our own unmet needs or undeveloped potential. Admiration fuels growth. Unchecked envy keeps us stuck. Jungian thought sees envy as a potential catalyst for individuation, the journey to becoming our authentic selves. Envy often points to something our soul values but hasn't yet developed. Maybe you envy a friend's adventurous spirit. It could be your own yearning for courage or independence. By examining what triggers our envy, we uncover what our psyche truly values. Envy is like a signpost, showing us where to direct our energy for growth. The goal isn't to copy others, but to use envy's message to discover our own unique desires. If you envy someone's creativity, explore your own creative impulses. Envy, faced honestly, guides us toward a more authentic life. Transforming envy begins with a single courageous act, conscious acknowledgement. It's the moment we choose to stop running from uncomfortable feelings and instead turn toward them with honesty. This first step is not always easy, but it is essential for genuine growth and self-understanding. In a world obsessed with perfection and constant comparison, admitting, "I feel envious," can feel like exposing a secret flaw. We're surrounded by highlight reels, on social media, in conversations, even in our own minds. It's no wonder that envy can sneak in quietly, making us feel isolated or inadequate. But the truth is, envy is a universal human emotion. It's something everyone experiences, regardless of age, background, or circumstance. Yet, because it's often tangled with shame, we rarely talk about it openly. We might even judge ourselves harshly for feeling it, believing it means we're ungrateful or small-minded. The first act of courage is to simply let the feeling be there, without trying to suppress it or push it away. When we allow ourselves to sit with envy, even for a moment, we create space for understanding and compassion to grow. Usually we distract ourselves, scrolling endlessly, criticizing the person we envy, or pretending the feeling doesn't exist. These habits might offer temporary relief, but they keep us stuck in a cycle of denial and discomfort. But what if instead we paused? What if we named the feeling and just observed it with gentle curiosity? This small shift can make a world of difference. By observing envy without judgment, we create a healthy distance between ourselves and the emotion. We move from "I am envious," an identity statement, to "I am feeling envy," which is simply an experience passing through us. This subtle change in language helps us remember that emotions are temporary visitors, not permanent parts of who we are. Hiding envy only makes it fester beneath the surface, growing stronger in the shadows. But when we bring it into the light of awareness, we disarm its power. We give ourselves permission to be human, to feel what we feel, and to move forward with greater self-acceptance. The next time envy appears, try this. take a slow, mindful breath. Notice the sensations in your body, maybe a tightness in your chest, a flutter in your stomach, or a heaviness in your heart. These physical cues are gentle reminders that you're experiencing something real and valid. Gently label the feeling. This is envy. Say it to yourself, write it in your journal, or simply acknowledge it in your mind. Naming the emotion is a powerful act of self-awareness. Remind yourself that it's okay to feel this way. You are not alone, and you are not broken for having these feelings. In fact, recognizing envy is a sign of emotional maturity and honesty. You don't have to act on envy or let it dictate your choices. All you need to do is acknowledge its presence, allowing it to be part of your experience without letting it take over. This honest recognition is the foundation for transformation. By bravely facing envy, you open the door to deeper self-understanding, compassion, and ultimately, personal growth. After acknowledging envy, the next step is to work with it constructively. Try journaling when envy arises. Write about who or what triggered it, and what qualities you're envying. This helps detangle the emotion and gain perspective. Jungian psychology suggests consciously withdrawing projections. Ask what this person reflects about your own desires or unlived life. The qualities you envy are often your own gold, buried in the shadow. Gently coax these traits out, maybe by speaking up more, trying new skills, or setting boundaries. Integrate both the positive and negative aspects envy reveals. Practice self-compassion. This work is about growth, not perfection. Treat yourself kindly, as you would a friend. Remember, exploring envy is a sign of strength. Each bit of self-awareness is a victory on your journey to wholeness. Envy can actually be a treasure map to our hidden gifts. When we repeatedly envy a quality in others, it's a clue to our own dormant potential. We rarely envy things that don't matter to us. The key is to look beyond the person and identify the essence of what you're envying. If you envy someone's creativity, ask what's blocking your own. Envy invites us to challenge limiting beliefs and nurture our unique gifts. This process is tied to Jung's idea of the self, always striving for wholeness. By heeding envy's call, we move closer to our fullest, most authentic selves. Exploring envy through a Jungian lens is a journey toward self-acceptance and wholeness. It's not about eliminating envy, but transforming our relationship with it. Envy becomes a valuable messenger, pointing us toward undeveloped parts of ourselves. This work takes courage to admit envy, sit with discomfort, and turn inward. As we reclaim the energy tied up in envy, we fuel our own growth and creativity. The qualities we envied in others reflect possibilities within us. Transforming envy moves us from lack to inner richness. The most fulfilling journey is cultivating our own unique gifts. Even our most difficult feelings can lead us toward greater wholeness and a more courageous life.